welcome to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. You're joining us for our summer season of Esports Tower of Valorant. Tonight, we are concluding the exciting grand finals between the two top teams that we had last week. I believe it was a best of three. It started out with one victory, and we will see who overall is top of the leaderboard. I'm your host, Jacob Jem Palmer, joined by Greg Olsol-Smith to cover all the action here. And yeah, last week was really interesting to see. We had a lot of really close games, and now we're still in the best of three, joining into the second game of the best of three. So excuse me, that means that overall we'll have to see if it goes to the third game, if it goes to sort of the mini reverse sweep, if you will, for the best of threes. Just going to have to see if it's the Infernos or the Flares that take home the grand championship.
And leading up into this, the Infernos and Flares both had very, very solid wins, and it was a little bit tighter in this grand final, but it'll be a real reverse sweep if the Flares can come back from this Infernos first win, I believe.
Alrighty, yep. After a dominant spring season, the Infernos are back and looking to claim another title. We'll just have to see if the Flares have it in them to stop them. Before they do, either of these teams are playing, though, could do with some Doc's keys to the game in Valorant, and that's going to be to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, don't unscope at the wrong time, and count cards, call abilities. Doc's keys game brought to you by Esports Tower. You can score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Alrighty, as we're ready to head in right now, last week was interesting also in the fact that we saw some stages that don't normally get played. I believe we've seen some Fracture lately, just some of those more off-picks.
That's true. We also saw some off-pick characters. In fact, entire teams that were built not quite what we usually see, though they weren't bad picks. They're just what the team, I believe, was trying to reach for an innovative pick. Maybe try something new and see how things run. This might not be the call, though. I would definitely stick to a nice rinse and repeat, stay comfortable. We're starting out with two initiators on this side. I like the dual initiator role. It's been really making its way in the meta as of late. What we haven't seen a lot of as of late is this Astra pick under Akamo. If you're comfortable on Astra, she really dominated the meta for a while. I can understand holding that, especially on Ascent. She's still very valuable. Zushi pulling in that Cypher is very valuable on this map as well. I don't know if I'd back it with a Sova, but with the right pairing, they can do pretty solid here. And a very typical pick on the other side as well. That Chamber has been really popping up everywhere. The pick rates for Chamber have been incredible recently. Yeah,
just kind of been supplanting KJ ultimately as the Sentinel pick for Ascent.
And then our second mirror with that Sova is the Jet, which, despite recent attempts by Riot to kind of tone down the Jet picking, she is still so important to a team's comp.
Well, I mean, she has everything. She has the more movement, the flashy plays, a very dedicated fan base. I mean, don't ever let her down.
A dedicated fan base indeed.
Don't ever let her down. She won't let you down.
It's true. It's true. As well as a little bit of vision denial. Those cloud bursts come in very handy.
All right, we see just a little bit of checking out kind of the knives here. Always got to see what you're rocking in terms of the aesthetics, in terms of the skin game.
Well, especially if you spend any money at all on those bad boys. It's nice
of course.
Get some screen time in there with them.
Of course, and the Radianite to get the animations, in fact.
Definitely.
Yep.
Well, we see a pretty typical setup here. I like this Cypher back in the pocket from the Inferno side on A. Hopefully he gets some real use out of that tripwire, though the Flares probably won't be playing terribly aggressive last week, sorry. We saw them really hold back on the defense aggression, which is good.
Wow, defense aggression is just going to go right through that smoke cloud and doesn't quite pay off there. Fainsy and Pryor just pick those up and say thank you.
Fainsy does go down, but Pryor watches his back and makes it a 2v1 on the downs. Infernos does lose a little bit of health on their Cypher, but he's staying strong and very deep into that hole there of the spawn point, which means he's not going to get a lot of utility out unless someone pushes that tripwire, which they're not looking to do. It's really definitely a B hold here, so let's see if our Sova can get any value out of his positioning as the spike starts to move up into sight with the timer crossing 1 minute now.
As we're less than a minute, looks like Infernos are going to make their move towards B here. They still have the Cypher back towards spawn waiting, but in Boathouse, We have a little surprise for them. Sova is just trying to find the right angle to drop in on them. Astra spots him out, though, with a headshot. Vega is going to be taken out. Gets enough time to plant the spike. Now around long way. Here comes... Here we go. There's going to be the teleport there. It's going to teleport in, but Prestige is going to find him. Throws a little bit of a blind back into the side spawn. Is able to get Chamber. He bounces around and is unable to escape. Great play by the Infernos to turn the head around.
Wow, this is incredible play by the Flares here. Coming very close. Kavito moving right in, but gets pinched between Prestige. Oh, fires back into Prestige in time. Kavito's timing is impeccable. Now moving up onto Akamo. The reload, a little uncomfortable, but he gets around the gravity well. Flicks at just the wrong time. The attackers take the first round. Hopefully they can bonus this and snowball in, but the Flares were so close that I think they could take a round as well.
Alrighty, Inferno's going to have a few extra credits to buy what they want here, where Flares are going to have to stick on pistols. We do see the Marshall be brought out by Kinetic, maybe a bit of a hint. And of course, we're going to see some of that traditional, opping that we see from the Jet.
Try to speed run through that Marshall and get to the op as fast as possible, but...
I mean, sometimes you don't even need the op. Sometimes people just pop off so much on the Marshall.
Sometimes they do. I'd like to see someone good enough with the op and comfortable enough with the Marshall that they queue the Guardian, but it doesn't happen often.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few surprise Guardian plays over time. I think a few even last week, so maybe we'll see some more. Right now, Kinetic peering down mid. Isn't able really to see anything thanks to the smoke. Another smoke is going to head out there, as well as the dart from Sova.
An interesting dart. Doesn't look like it pings anyone, though. It's really close. Kind of has to touch your feet to really click. So Pryor doesn't really know what he's dealing with here, along with that Jet on A side. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a shift. Wow, E does not do well. Peeking that 2 down mid.
Yeah,
Prestige
I don't know if he had any sort of util down there, but that peak looked pretty darn dry to me.
Yeah, definitely was. Starting to move right on into A here. Hopefully that Cypher can recognize the rotation and get over to help his teammates, because they're looking a little bit pinched here.
Kinetic picks up one with the Marshall. Banksy caught by surprise in Garden. Now there's just one left. Vega.
Vega's up against quite a wall here. There's not a lot to save, though, so I could easily see him moving right in with the right utility. Lexic on him, though. Pinches him against his own utility, but he's caught. Vega's too quick. They come crawling in, though. Oh, he's pinched right at the end. That is one rough thing about playing against a full stack of people, is they can just throw people at you just for utility, just for information.
Well, here we go. As we move in further to the round, we get to the crucial point where pistols go by the wayside and we get to the normal guns, Phantoms and Vandals, and that could change things around for the Flares as they get their comfort picks, as it were.
It definitely does. Some teams really like to change up the way that they play during those pistol rounds, play extra aggressive, or sometimes hold really tight back because they think this will bonus a long ways. So this that's just the touching gloves, and this first round will get a real feel for what the play style of the game might be like. Though we did get to see them last week, and I feel like that pistol round was actually fairly indicative of their standard play. So we might not see a real shakeup. One thing that is changing, though, is how far back that spike is still sitting. The Infernos are playing slower and slower every round. Last round, it felt like that buy round was twice as long, that waiting game. Finally moving that spike up a little bit further. Going to have some utility start to mark the entrance, and Fengzi recognizes that. Going to hold a nice position off to the box. A good utility can get him right out of there, though, and they're already setting up the stars to prevent him from moving out. Still playing nice and slow, not giving the Flares a lot of rotation options as the timer gets close. We approach 50. The marks happen. They're starting to move in. A little bit of fire just to the typical places. Fengzi's waiting in the corner, finds that jump. Can't quite adjust the spray. He goes down. They own the site. People have to keep creeping in from the sides, but got a good lock on the site. Spike goes down. Watch this corner. Oh, walk with the angle advantage. A beautiful understanding of mechanics by Kinetic. Taking a second one with good spray control, and that's game as Kinetic finds his 3K and Selexic backs him up to give Infernos the third round.
And it definitely seems Infernos, so far as what I can see in this round, are so much better in just taking peaks that are well warranted because they're backed up by util. They're in their communication with their teammates there. I mean, you just saw earlier, you know, when with the Owl drone that was perfectly followed up by the jet updraft onto the generator to take out Flair's jet. It just seems like they're working better together as a team, where I'm seeing a lot more dry peaks from Flair's.
Yeah, those peaks are really important. You can dry peak with good timing, and it's worth it. Oh, Kinetic scares off that chamber there. And the wall comes out very early. In fact, this is not even a site commit. Looks like they're going to commit anyways. Beautiful piece here. All set up, no one in boat, but they haven't checked it yet. Breach gets a good eye in. Pryor now looking against a fully stocked site. It's going to be rough trying to get in here. Vito trying to make their way into the first wall. Ooh, the cage barely saving Pryor there, but it can't hold up too long. And look at that. All 4 players on the Inferno side, or 4 of the Inferno's players, got shot onto Pryor. That was handing out all the assists. Setting up for a more typical 5th round. We see everybody kind of poised to one side. They could have enjoyed that full rush feeling, and one might want to go for it one more time.
Already being able to get an ultimate out here. With that Astra, they're also going to have, it looks like, Breaches online as well. In terms of what the Flares have, all they have is an Empress. This Kinetic looking for a sneaky angle here up near A main. Lexic waiting for the dart geometry here and the lineup for just the right moment. And you know that they're communicating of when exactly they want to shoot this dart so they can all move as a team. There's the cue. It goes out. Ooh. Beautiful dart. Pryor, though, is going to start things off by just judging them right at the choke point. He finally goes down by Akamo. He's also going to spot out Key in Heaven. That's just a clear charge onto the point. It seems like Infernos have just been doing that round after round, charging onto A, coordinated as a team, and the Flares haven't been able to play against that.
And the word coordinated is critical here. They're not. It's not just a full-blown charge where everyone dumps their utility. Like you're saying, it is well communicated, and that's what makes them such a stone wall here, is that they have each other's backs. It feels like there's a 6th man playing, which is their combined synergized utility.
And speaking of coordination, nothing can out coordination like maybe a well-placed timeout, which I would advise right here. You don't want the momentum to go too much. You know, sometimes you just need to reset. Maybe Flares just need to talk to their coach, and he needs to kind of reset and saying, hey guys, we're a team here. You're seeing all the plays the Infernos are making. Taking a live team gummy, multivitamin for him, improve your performance thanks to the vitamin shop. There's a lot you could do to turn the tide here.
There is, and I mean, if you think about it very technically, if you don't know whether you or the other team is more comfortable on this site, attack or defense, man, people are just falling here with these dry peaks around dead-end corners. That's a little bit rough.
It's not TDM here. We're not playing that.
Oh, Sushi very comfortable in the site's vacancy, although it was not. It's taken by Fangsel. Things are going to creep around, start looking for Selexic here, maybe just getting good positioning, preventing that push, because they've already kind of committed to this site. We see the spike is on the way up, B main, trying to clear out this site, but it's a little bit uncomfortable. They do take Fangsy, though. That is very nice. An easy hit on the Pryor gives them the plant for free. Only 1 player left, and he goes down to an op by Kinetic. That is good for the utility.
I like that from Selexic there, kind of changing up the peak strategy. That's also kind of a peak that not many people kind of keep in mind here. You know, most people will do a traditional wide peak, or they'll try to fake you out with maybe a jiggle peak. But I like this here that we see coming up here. They call it the Ferrari peak, where you just put the pedal to the metal and keep moving around. A little bit of the spray and pray there with the gun also. Now, the Vandal's not the best gun to do that with, but if you have a gun that's more forgiving with the spray, you normally see Ferrari peaks on like a Frenzy or something where you just roll in. I always like seeing that.
Yeah.
Also because I just like to imagine myself in a fancy car.
Unfortunately, the Headhunter can't quite find its mark, and E goes down in the hall.
Take flight.
The sirens kind of go off, and Flares start rushing over to that B main, but they're very well posted up here. That wall is back again. What a reload on it, as Inferno's looking to kind of block off all those entry points very conveniently, as well as make it awkward to walk through mid here. Thinks he has to be very careful with these corners, and he's nowhere near any opponents. This was an excellent wall that got them the spike. They're all poised up in sight. Only 3 people left, and 1 very low on health. Uncomfortable opping distance. This is looking beautiful in Inferno. In fact, Flares are going to have an uphill battle to even break through this half, as Infernos are looking good to hold 6 over.
And see there, just even there, you see the slight difference of you know, you see the Owl drone go out there and they get the hit. Okay, that's great. You know where Infernos are defending from, but where's the follow-up from that? They had their Astra, you know, going through mid-market, who just got taken down, and the Jet was walking the completely other direction over to A. So it's like, even if he did get the info off of that dart hit, the other teammates were not in a position to capitalize on that at all. They had kind of already given up the game and were just going to save.
Viga decides to really save here as he backs up. Oh, wow, takes the last second outro on Dyslexic, who got greedy for that kill and started chasing with the knife out. Viga gets a nice little cred boost for that, but he doesn't even need it. Infernos are on such a slide here with 7 wins in a row. The Flares now cannot take this half with an advantage. They are just struggling for points, hoping that their offensive game is better than the Inferno's defensive game by a ratio that outplays this half. They're banking on a lot here, the Flares, but look at that ultimate just bank. They've got one used right here, looking for that tour de force. Hopefully it can really come in clutch. Hopefully Pryor gets a good use out of his shadow step down in mid. That tour de force looking to get some utility. Kind of have to back off as all the smokes come out. Ooh, it's a good play from Kinetic onto E. Giving Infernos an advantage to take on the Flares in A site again with almost a full push.
Lexic still keeping up the pain train, taking out Pryor. Gonna throw out that Owl drone. Might spot Key here near Generator. He's dancing around and unfortunately just out of their own peripheral vision, but Akamo's gonna clean that up, no problem. Kinetic with another, taking out Fainsy. It's all up to Vega here, and I think Vega is just gonna kind of peter out like the true Chevrolet Vega did. Poor sales numbers and just an overall disappointing performance.
I think it's just a lack of the Flares' communication, because they had one person jump. I think it was Fengsy had a good read onto Akamo and was right there. Akamo was still reloading and could have had him easy, but had to change targets because there was someone else adding more pressure shooting at them. They kind of got pinched there and had no good options. Moving a little bit slower, I'd like to see the Flares communicate a little bit more, and could definitely turn this around, because Infernos, what's holding them together is what's keeping them on top.
Quick out. Quick dart thrown out into mid there. Isn't going to get a ping in. He also heard the knives be brought out by the Flares with this quick, very aggressive peek over toward A short here. It's going to even it up to 3-3 for both teams. Still within the realm of possibility for the Infernos, unless Fainsy has something to say about it with these knives. Spots out through mid, is able to throw out the smoke, but he doesn't see Zushi off to the side. They're trading back and forth, now down to 2-2.
Zushi got greedy there, held for quite a while. I thought they would not quite make it as far, but Kinetic takes one more. Now it's a 1-2. Infernos, this last push to try to keep this absolute ace they've got going. A 9-0 in the making.
I have retrieved the spike.
Zushi, usually playing in the pocket here, finally picks up that spike, starts making his way towards A, and he's got a clean line to it. He doesn't know it, but Vega's nowhere near it. Knife out in mid. Kinetic also knives out, ready to take this site. Coming into the plant. Oh, but he doesn't go default. Oh, he had a good chance to absolutely steal it, but they're too quick, and Kinetic finds him off the side. No way to give your position away like that. That's a rough one.
Oh my goodness, that's filthy.
That's a tough way to lose a 2v1, is they're spread across the map. You think you have an easy shot onto him, hoping he plants default. He does get Zushi really dancing here, but Kinetic is just sprinting on through.
And, oh, he didn't pick up the op. He already had an op,
but he does walk away with a free op after a nice kill.
Wow.
That goes there.
Well, at 9-0 now, by all accounts, a pure stomp by the Infernos.
So far, I'd love to see one in the other direction if Flares.
I mean, a little bit of revenge, I suppose.
Maybe so, but to avenge the revenge, ooh, Prestige takes one on the E. We do have one down on the Inferno side now. A second as Prestige goes down to Fainsy. Kavito backing that up now. 3v2. It's getting close as Fainsy. Right over the top, sees that Moroccan hat and takes down Zushi. Gonna clear out. Ooh. Wow, Kavito quick.
Got a few good hits there, but Didn't quite work out. He needed one of those to hit head.
A 45-degree flick from close range, already zoomed in. I'm surprised he made that shot, but he deserved it.
They've got plenty of money, though. They'll be able to full buy here.
They're not worried. And even losing that many rounds in a row and then taking one, it's interesting because now if you keep losing, you don't get very much economy back each time. But after your third loss, every loss awards you plenty of econ.
But now with both Jets probably having ops here, that's going to make mid a very dangerous place.
It is.
But it's probably why they're not thinking about it. Looks like they're going to try to go through B here. The thing is, we don't see that traditional Sova setup either in B2. He's off further back.
Ooh. Vega almost punishes them for moving too quick. Remember, you cannot jump into a smoke until it's all the way up. E, Pryor, and Kavito all go down. Do not get too hot. Do not play too aggressive. It's unfortunate to lose, but letting it get to your head so that you kind of cascade those losses is rough. Big and Fengsy finally getting back on their feet are able to take Kinetic and Prestige, move in nice and slow. Ooh, a good follow-up. Fengsy keeps it moving. Akamo punishes them as the wall goes down and barely gets caught by Viga around the corner, so 1v1 and Spike is down.
Now's the time to just pump the brakes a little bit. Everyone has just kind of been at an all-in mentality here. And
ooh, interesting. I think almost a tag. Now Viga also has one that he can use. Clock is so low.
Yeah, he has to move now. This is the last chance he has.
This has to be it. Still looking for info. Not going to ping anyone. Goes in to tap it. He's wrong way.
Oh!
Right under the ears. Zushi a dastardly hold.
That is just... Oh, and of course, the waving the fan. Like a pure diva.
Disrespectful.
After that was the pure disrespect. Ooh. I love it. That's some BM I can actually approve of there. That was beautiful.
He was lining up a shot, you know?
I know.
Nothing wrong in making sure you get the point. But stomping it to a 10-1. Goodness. Oh, just pierces his ear.
I will rip.
Alrighty. Infernos now go to 10. Possibility of going to 11, closing it out with 11-1. Pryor's just going to say, you know what, I don't care. I'm just going to get Noden and try to just go right past them. He's only going to get one out of that, but Key picks up one as well. Evened up again. Now 3-3.
Yeah, and that Omen's been holding that aggressively every single time. Oh, sees just a little bit, then decides to sprint on it. Fengsy will jump right into the fray so quickly, get a free kill, and then get killed. It happens time and time again. Fengsy just play a little bit slower. He does like, ooh.
One enemy remaining.
The opportunist. Absolutely catches one off guard.
This is really, he has no choice but to go down under here into A. Takes out one. Now he can guarantee the one-on-one with Vega.
Excellent spray control there. Vega doesn't know exactly where he is, but he's not loving this cloudburst. Lets it go when he knows he's got a couple of seconds. Kinetic,
he's just going to drop down.
Oh, that's not very fair. Kinetic takes an easy one.
Alrighty, 11-1.
Switching sides.
Not quite a perfect half, but no one is in any position to complain.
No, they're doing excellent. Infernos are doing well here. Flares are so close. It's just a little bit of communication, a little bit of changing that speed. I'm surprised they haven't taken a timeout here, especially at the half. They could take a nice one here and really talk about what's
You don't want to be like a perfectionist parent. You know what I mean? You got an A- instead of an A. You're worthless to me.
Right there.
I don't even know if I'd call an 11-1 an A-. That's pretty intense.
I know. Nah, it's
Up I go.
Yeah, Infernos be better.
No, this is still an A. Well, let's do the math here. You need 90% or more. Yeah, 12 being more. Like if it was 10 rounds and you lost one, that'd be 90%. So it's 12 rounds they lost one. They're in A territory. That's a solid A.
Ooh, Vega sees so much information there. That is rough to see. Flares got caught absolutely off guard by Infernos, pushing all through one side, just trying to sweep through the A, and they get so much off of it. They're on an absolute manhunt here. Infernos trying to shut the game down. I don't think they know they switched. They're playing so aggressive. Infernos, you're on defense. Oh, what a headhunt. Pryor now in the smoke.
They know they can play this well. It's going to be 2-on-1.
Caught by the jaw, just one left. Flares, can you take it? No.
Wow.
Kavito goes down, and Infernos move up into game point territory.
Match point, and we're not even out of the pistol rounds here.
Going into match point with Odin's Inspectors.
One of the most dominant performances.
They're pulling out all the cheese weapons. Marshall, Odin, Spectre, Judge. Knife. I saw a frenzy in someone's hands. Yeah, this could be the last one. You really have to force up. Oh, what is
They're
this?
all in boathouse.
But it might be a good read. No, they're pushing mid. Let's see how this goes. Flares. Hopefully they can take the territory quick enough that Infernos don't get anxious and move out.
Either this is going to be the best moment of the Inferno's career or their most humiliating defeat.
See, if the Infernos have to retake onto the Flares on A site, then they could run it again if they lose. Because they don't know that they're all sitting in Boathouse yet, though it might be a B push. It doesn't look like they've decided yet. They're walking through. Oh, beautiful. Oh, what? Oh, he takes one.
How did you get that angle?
Oh, caught by another, though.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
there's never any more than one person in Boathouse. So
No. Not one,
You would
not
never
two, not
expect
three,
second.
not four, not five. And it gets one with the judge. Now looking for another one.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought the range might
Spike
be too much,
down,
but gets
B.
it.
Right onto EE, an uphill battle. So much to look at. Prestige and Kinetic waiting in the spot. It's going to be difficult to get out to get that spike down. You may as well just take the win by defeat. The win by
player
kill. Pryor
standing.
goes down in the hallway of Market.
30 seconds left.
Oh, he
Prestige.
managed to grab the spike, though.
He did make it out. He's getting to A, so it is going to be a post-plant situation with no ults on the board. So they're going to have to rotate through and just take it by gunfire. Going to start setting up this spot here. That's an interesting teleport. Oh, no, I like that.
Yeah, but
It's very arduous. You can only do that when you've got that much time, but it works.
looks like they're both planning on pushing through garden here. Okay, gonna throw out the blind. That still
Oh,
gets
no.
him, though.
What a good blind. If it weren't for that blind, he was ready on that spot.
Oh, it's not just, it's more of a concuss. But
Yes,
the
yes.
key thing there is not necessarily that you're blinded, it's just that your gun can't fire that well. You're gonna one bullet a second, which is not a good in Valorant. And there you go, Infernos. My goodness, GG go next. Oh wait, there is no next.
No,
This is
they
the
took it.
championship. Enjoy your trophy, Infernos. Great job there. Well, if you want to score your path to pro, ultimately going at it alone can only get you so far. If you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We definitely saw that with the Infernos. The great communication between their initiators and duelists to just charge in and wipe out their competition. You can see how talented the players like that are. Esports Tower takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I'd like to do a shout out to Coach Holter. For those of you who haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs, you should. It's the fast track to rank up. Alrighty, the Infernos take down the Flares and claim the title. But before we wrap up week 1 of our Summer Rumbles, we still have a few games to get to. Remember, this was the grand finals. We still have the lower bracket finals, the third place, if you will, match. That's going to be coming up between the Lumberjacks and the Comets, so play tuned for that. You're not going to want to miss it.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. You're joining us for a wrap-up coverage of the Week 1 Valorant Rumble in summer. I'm your host, Jacob Jem Palmer, joined by Greg Olsol Smith. We're having a great day tonight. It's a great day today, but soon to be the evening and then the night. We just saw the Infernos pick up quite a win against the Flares, probably one of the most dominant performances I've ever seen. Now we're going to get into the lower bracket finals to see who gets third place between the Lumberjacks and the Comets. So overall, these were both players that lost their semifinals, and so we might be able to see a bit of redemption from them, especially since you said, Greg, last week the semifinal wins were so dominant.
Yes, yeah, they were. They were really dominant wins. So the problem with that is, you know, the typical difference between 1 and 0. Like if you get absolutely shut down both by the same team or the same kind of level of teams, then it's difficult to say which one's going to be on top. So I could see the game going completely either way here.
Well, before we get to the game, let's go over Doc's keys to the game to see how these players can do their best. Doc's keys to the game in Valorant is to flank efficiently, spend and peek wisely, don't unscope at the wrong time, and of course, call cards and accountabilities. It's all brought to you by Esports Tower. Level up your teaming skills at Esports Tower, improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and coaches to help you rank up. And when you do rank up and perform well, you can move on to college from Esports Tower and land scholarships, just like players in Valorant have landed over $800,000 in scholarships. Congratulations to all the Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from their clubs and been offered scholarships across the country. Last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members in total have earned over $1.6 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. We could not be more excited and proud of all the opportunities these players are getting. So we now move on to the matchup we have before us, Lumberjacks v Comets. We're going to see what map was chosen, which stage is going to be. And do you have any thoughts or requests in that regard?
I don't. I mean, requests, I'd love to see something crazy. I'd love to see an interesting out-of-pocket play for, you know, both stage and agent. I know that we're trying to push the boundaries here a little bit, try to see some maybe less picked picks. I'd love to see that. We, you know, continue on the vibes from last week.
All right, we're going to go
Select
to another
agent.
classic bind, and we also see the hover being brought up. We actually see a hover on the Yoru. That's probably just a fake, because the Riot Zero applies here.
Oh.
And of course, yep.
Zulzook, don't do me like that.
Yep,
I wanted to see the the two strangest players on the board, arguably, I think.
There we go for bind. Classic map. We do see the Rays get brought out for both, and I'm always happy to see Rays. Very fun agent to play.
This is really her home, honestly.
Yeah.
She gets picked here so often. Majabis plays her well and will play her intensely.
All right. So now we get to see which of these teams is going to prove themselves. Remember, they were kind of bowled over so much in their semifinal matches against the Infernos and Flares, who went on to the Grand Finals, that they might not have had a chance to fully prove themselves. So we'll see how they have worked out. The Lumberjacks have been trying to work out issues because they're a new team, and all 5 players, they are friends, and they really want to succeed on a team together.
That's a good start. You know, it's better than them... So sometimes when you don't know anyone on the team, it's difficult to communicate as well as you
it's
could.
better sometimes in pro play where they trade a player you absolutely hate personally, but you know they're good at the okay, I have to get along with this because the powers that be say so.
Ooh. I like that paint shell, forcing them down to go in front or back, but wow, that utility making it uncomfortable for that Rays to keep playing their position. Mail with a great hold onto T there. Making this a strong push in from the Lumberjacks. They do lose one. Mail goes down to kick. Supreme takes on Secrets, pushing it to a 2v3 on the site here. Not everyone's on the site. Supreme absolutely walled up in hookah here. Checking the typical spot. A good flash out, yes. Kind of making it uncomfortable to push in their tension. Doesn't have a lot of options. Throwing the knife is a good call, making sure that you don't get caught off the side there. Majabis absolutely catches Supreme off guard when tension was setting up for an entrance. That jumping wide doesn't pay off, and it's a team ace given him by Lil Zook.
So with that victory, I actually think I might put my rooting capability behind the Lumberjacks, just because the fact I was thinking over that they are a team made up of friends, and I always like that sort of background. Reminds me of, and I know this isn't Valorant, but it reminds me of the first Splatoon World Championships.
Wow.
Between North America and Japan. And Splatoon, like one of those games, much more popular in the Asian regions than it is. It'd be like expecting North America to win the StarCraft 2 championships. You know what I mean? It's just like North America was counted out before they even started playing. I will continue this story later on, but right now we have got a match on our hands. So stay tuned for the conclusion of this exciting story.
Match indeed. The paint shells goes back and a little too far back. Doesn't get a lot of value out of it. So, wow, look at all this fight into A. Everybody enters site at the same time. Comet from the back and Lumberjack from the front. Looks like Secret's just going to try to run through and get a little bit better hold onto this spike here. An interesting spike plant. I understand the backup with that wall, but it's not quite getting all its value as it's knocked down already. Quaxel coming in for his 3rd kill. Hungry for more. Sees the last 2 in a great position for a possible ace here. Oh, he is so low on health. This could be the cleanest ace of his life. Quaxio. No! Loses the contact, is not quite there, and kick the ace breaker. Walks off site, and Zook takes him from the back easy. That was so sad. We were so close.
We were so close, but it's still a win for the Lumberjacks.
Indeed,
and a chance for me to continue my story. So you've got the underdog team, North America, versus some of the top players in the world from the Japanese Splatoon team. In fact, they want so much for this to be a statement. They draft into the team a former rival who's one of the greatest snipers in the game, someone who isn't even on their team, who is their arch enemy back home, but they wanted him just so they could get the top players of the entire world to go up against the scrappy North American team.
Wow. Disrespectful.
To be concluded. That was part 2 of my 3-part story series. And it will tie in, especially if the Lumberjacks win this, which I hope they do win this, because it makes my story all the more important.
Speaking of part 2, Master gets a cheeky hold onto this entrance and takes a free one. They won't even turn around and look for him, so he jumps right out and surprises another 2. Master, great timing there. From the defense on Comics, though, he's taken a lot of damage. There's only a little bit left. The Lumberjacks moving the spike onto site A. The Comets realize that as it goes silent at site B, starts to rotate back around, and it's a little bit too slow. Zook has got to drop this wall to set Coaxial up so they can help defend from the other side, but it's not going to happen. They hop around just at the last second, avoid these shots from Supreme, who find Coaxial instead. Supreme moving on to another one, takes Zook, and is now spike side. Unlike both defense from the Comets, they have to now break their own wall or wrap around. It's not a comfortable position for them, and Master gets an easy defuse from the Lumberjacks.
That's a great way to turn things around, especially when you do get to their normal weapons. And now I will conclude my story. So, against the big, huge, top-of-the-world Japanese team, the North American team is a bunch of scrappy individuals who are just friends who play together on weekends and just form their team via stuff like Discord and stuff like that. And they won the grand finals. North America won the first world finals. So that's why I'm saying it's all going to tie together back to what we have, and here it was. I hope you were with me for the whole journey. It was all part of my master plan. It just goes to show that the Lumberjacks, having that team friendship there, sometimes friendship can carry you a long ways, even against some of the best players in the world. All right, let's get to some Valorant.
Doesn't look like they're going to carry the spike a long way. They're moving nice and slow here for the first round this game. Wow, and it pays right off as Majabis takes Supreme, and what will play off as an off angle. Oh, another beautiful off angle, standing in the middle of the hallway there. Attention goes down. T taken by Mail.
It's not a dry peek, it's an off angle.
Go get it.
And ooh, throws out the bomb. Okay.
Well, you know what?
That's another off angle.
It's we're experimenting with new.
This is 8th dimension time travel chess that we're playing here.
Pushing the limits. Oh, Master almost caught there. Rough timing. Mel takes him down. Majabis goes down to Xic. Ooh. T almost got caught there. Good placement by Mail. Is going to find one. Absolutely tagged. Xic is not in a great position here. Finally, that tag goes down. Boom. Gonna blast pack themselves right into the wolf there from Mail.
Though I still think that was the right thing to use that blast pack there, because that's one way so you make sure that it's not completely a dry peek. You get that little speed boost, they miss their initial shot, you take them out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So that still was the right call, it just, with the Prowler right there, it didn't look like it.
And I think that's one of the reasons that we don't see Raze picked very often, is it's difficult for her to alone be a good peeking duelist. Now, if you have a good initiator backing her up, or you're in a place where those paint shells are very, very useful, she can be.
The Pro Blade. Best knife in the game.
Another spike in pocket. Nice slow move from the Lumberjacks. Kind of putting the Comets, forcing them to use some utility where they don't need to. Already smokes in B are going down. Ooh, and a quick peek on to Attention, standing in the middle of the end of the hallway. Majabis takes a free one. Looking to do it again, considers timing this one out, but the wall goes up and he won't get so free a shot onto Lumberjacks' Reyna, who has Empress in pocket. We have not seen a lot of great ults so far yet.
We might see something be brought out onto B here as well.
Majabis moving right up, gets taken by Supreme.
Fire exchange right on A. Supreme's going to win that firefight, bringing the Comets to the advantage now. Lumberjacks still haven't grabbed the spike, so they're not quite giving it away. Teleport over toward Hookah. Secrets is going to take out 2, actually, with the help of Coaxial. That evens it up in a jiffy. Throws the Molly out, just make sure no one's hiding there. They also stop the teleport, so now he has to go back toward Market and pick up the spike to finally plant. And he doesn't have much time either. 30 seconds, you got to move it.
This is definitely a rush
30
here.
30 seconds left.
I don't think they've been counting people as well as they could, because they're still walking slow, making sure they don't get caught off guard here. But Supreme was their only man in the way from getting that spike. As soon as they took them, they were free to go down to it. But looks like they've got enough time with 15 seconds on the clock when that spike goes down.
Spike planted.
Now we are looking at the site retake. Xic coming in from the side, and T back sight. Start looking in. Ooh. Using another man's smoke to shadow step into. Excellently played. A great position for either of these. Takes one. Almost the second. Wow. Ooh, good defense. The Comets take one more.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate for that Sage play right there. Perhaps if they were on a little bit more of a mobile hero, maybe like a Yoru, things would have changed different. But of course they had to this is what happens when you fake us out on the Yoru. You got bad mojo around you.
Bad juju. Nice you were so close to greatness. We all know that Yoru's only pickable sites are here where the teleporters are.
Yep.
Because you get so much value out of faking out the teleports with the footsteps, and on Icebox, because they were announced at the same time, so everyone likes seeing him on Icebox.
That's where he made his appearance, his debut in the cinematic.
You want to play? Let's play.
Also pretty good on Breeze, I hear.
So I've heard.
Not that one of our production members is kind of an expert Yoru player and gnashes his teeth every single week at the fact that Yoru is never picked, even after the buffs.
Picked or buffed enough to be pickable. Ooh! Wow, what a push right through the smoke there. Lumberjacks coming on strong, lose 2 of their players who are holding ults. Not a great look, but it's all right. The tour de force comes out, and they still have that. Whoa! Whoa! Speaking of ult usage, Sick uses it, drops themselves right into the snake bite, though. It's a little bit awkward to get out of there, but they find a way, and T...
But with the snake bite, there's nowhere you can stand in that vicinity and stay alive. Everything is just, you're caught in an explosion or poison, you're done.
Yeah, that was, they really walled up a nice little section of entirely airstrike. Excellently done. T getting that defuse for the Comets, bringing them to a 3-all.
At this point, we'll see both teams can actually, I was going to say full buy, but Lumberjacks are finding themselves a little bit short on credits, one of them having to settle for a Bulldog.
I would like to see them in this economy, both ult and just econ-wise. See a nice push up straight to the site, get a quick plant, and sprint out of there. Use the orbital strike to you know, cover that site, cover the defuse. Ooh, Sick with a lot of eyes, a lot of eye contact. Decides to drop all the utility onto those people coming in. Supreme wants to wrap around and take one from the side, but that Empress goes to shame with a good flank guard holding. Sick has got to play against another Raze's Boombot. They're shooting around the corner. Majabis so low, takes a shoulder shot and goes down. Sick finally taken by Secrets, but it's enough time to get that rotation out with an excellent flash. Wow.
Better, just better.
Secrets knocking down tension and no one to help him out. That, ooh. You can see them. He just wants to go help, but he quite can't. He knows the wall's up. He's not going to make it. Oh, and he goes down. Excellent play, Secrets.
This Chamber already has 3 with the 2 left. Might be on his way.
Ooh.
2 unearned.
Sets up a good little sidestep there with the rendezvous. Not going to get to use it well when he
inadvertently blocks off T.
Oh, no.
You inadvertently block off your own teammate with the Viper spin.
It's all right. T, I know you would have gotten that kill had you been able to reach just a little bit further.
Have some tea, chill out. You know what I mean? You know. Yeah, this moment here. Already got one, and overall this is a good trade, 2 for 1, but just didn't realize he was picking out into a double peak there.
It's true.
Just the way it goes sometimes. So.
And this was a good one.
Yeah, that was I mean, the flick away to not get blinded, then instantly turning around and taking him out.
And you could see Omen like stutter, like, I want to go revive him, but I know he's absolutely puppy guarding and camping that man. Ooh, Majabis wants to see it, run it back. Decides to pop just a little bit of distance. That rocket is coming very short. Gets hungry to use it, but he's got the gun out and he goes down to tension. Just one shot to the head takes him down. Secrets pulling up on Supreme here. Doesn't quite want to push out on that. All the vision denials, they're preventing them from moving any further. It's a stone wall. Secrets
Spike down A.
takes one and goes down just a little bit. Master walks one on coaxial. Secrets finds 2 more. A 3v1 here, and Secret's just low on health, looking for this 4th kill.
Let's try to get whatever sort of econ you can right now. Just gonna peek around, take a shot. Probably know he's only at 27.
And he doesn't have the spike either. It's an uncomfortable position. Can't quite take one, and it goes out. Comets bringing it to 4-4.
All right, as we move forward here, it seems both these teams very even, not really able to build up that much momentum against each other. They're answering each other tit for tat.
Which is interesting, because I know we've talked before about the difference between an even half and a fair half. So if this finishes, 6-6, we could have a huge upset in the second half just because of someone's ability on defense versus
walls
attack.
Are coming down.
Moving forward here, it looks like they're going to try to go through hookah, as we saw Prowler was brought out there by the fake, try to clear out the way. A little bit of firing through. He's able to spot Master here. Often used kind of like the fox from Sky. Ability is able to get one with the paint shells. Gets a second.
Spike
Can
down.
recharge the paint shells from getting 2 eliminations. That's always good for the Rays. Keep the momentum going. At this point,
One enemy remaining.
it doesn't seem like they're trying to rotate back here towards BA. Now it's just one left, just Male from the Fade.
Incredibly low health and in an awkward position. Makes eye contact with Supreme. That's all they need. The hunt is out. Sick, though, goes down to Male. It's more information on Male's positioning, but now Male is poised and ready to fight anyone coming through hookah. It might be one at a time as well. Master decides to take the fight and goes down through their own wall. Male, unstoppable, drops the haunt just to check the side.
30 seconds left.
It comes up empty, so they know they're considering a push from long. It's been enough time that another haunt is necessary. Not going to find anyone. Coming up with that operator. Not quite going to be there. It goes down to the Phantom. Or sorry, the Vandal. T bringing it to a 5 versus 4. Seems like a lot of times T gets the last say.
Overall, still a pretty good performance. I mean, you were 5v1 and managed to take a couple of them. Sometimes that's all you can ask for.
Just some extra outros. Just try to make the econ for next round a little bit more fair. Speaking of fair econ, let's try to get a little peek into what kind of guns we'll be looking at. It's been pretty typical. Phantoms and Vandals as possible. Operators when you can.
Face your fear!
Ooh.
There goes Nightfall.
Oh no, that Nightfall does not get very much off of it. Male uses it very early and goes.
He got one pick.
He
sometimes,
does, yep.
Sometimes that's all you want with an old man. You just get that initial 5-4 advantage. He's going to continue on, picking up a double.
A couple traces.
Throws out C's.
Ooh. T and Sick holding the sight. Decides to bop back out.
Again, trying to repeat history. Oh, it looks like he falls short.
Much better with those blast pack bounces. Gets a lot of ground. T now trying to back up his players. Sick and Viper. Master on that Viper. They're getting into sight here, looking to guard on this for the defuse. No one blows.
Enemy remaining.
One goes down. T and Sick both to coaxial.
Oh, nice.
Unfortunately, he probably could have saved it. It was very, very close.
But I mean, he gets taken off too, so it was just kind of.
That's true.
We're gonna make sure we win and take something as big as an off from them.
It is nice. Very late use, though. I don't think you could have gotten the defuse out, even if they all went down. But a round in your favor is never something to scoff at. As we look at a 5-5, it's getting very close here. Creeping up on the half. Can someone bonus up or snowball in these 2 rounds and have an advantage, or are we going to look at an even half? Not a lot of ultimate economy on the Comet side. Kind of just have to play with what they're given here. Going to definitely want to synergize those utilities as we move through, especially considering they're poised to all be playing on one site here. And there goes the economy. Secrets taking a fast one onto Supreme before they really start to walk in. Tension following it up. Ooh, T walking on a Majabis there. Wide in the open, a good flick to the side to take it. Tension not really able to walk out onto Quaxo here, and I don't think Quaxo's ready for it. Oh, the flash is a little bit awkward. A run and gun, almost Ferrari on Tension. From a distance, Quaxo takes T.
You will not kill my ally.
That's a nice res at a crucial moment. Oh,
A little
he's their
awkward
last
position,
chance, though. Yeah, he's their last chance now for being rezzed.
Quaxo does plant on a different site entirely.
Spike
A
planted.
nice
Able to
little
set
now
up
you
the
see me,
close.
now you don't. Yep.
Now, does he have his... I don't think he has...
Ooh,
Oh,
too fast.
Nice try.
Sick knew exactly where he went. Good audio cues, I think, while he was in hookah, and now Sick gets an easy defuse.
Yeah.
Passes it off to Master, I believe.
You wouldn't want
Master's
to pass.
not,
He's
not
already
quite
has
there.
his ult. Yeah. Okay, I just need to look at the...
BM, I think.
Yeah. I just need to look at my pro blade. Just marvel at it even more.
Master taking a little tour through the
Last round
gun
before the
graveyard
switch.
there.
So let's tie it up and make it a even 6-6 here.
Lumberjacks sure hope so. They have a tour de force on the board, which I assume will come out very shortly.
Okay, see, this is just, if Lumberjacks use, it's the bad juju from picking the Sage here because they're still using the Yoru comb. So they faked us out on the Yoru, decided to use the comb for their knife just to remind us of that fact. I mean, you're just lining up bad fate here.
Maybe it wasn't their choice. Maybe they were going to choose
You want to
Yoru, and
play?
that's why they
Let's
had everything
play.
ready. And the team was like, no, please.
There.
Oh, Mail, a great distraction on the Mail there. Almost got the play. Six is going to try to follow it up. A good grenade. Oh, wow.
That's a really good
What
grenade.
damage. Follows up onto the strikes made to Mail just a moment earlier. Majabis, their own grenade, not going to get quite as much utility, but it does clear out that corner for them. They can't quite play into that vision denial there, though. It's a little bit awkward, but they can commit the sight to the, or spike to the other site now if they need.
This thing, we also see Raze is rotated all the way back over toward A after that great grenade. So Zik can just get one more pick here. He'll charge up another paint shells. Even more to use. Ooh. There it goes.
Spike down
Yeah,
A.
it has paint shells available again. Now going to use it. Throws it out. Doesn't quite hit Secrets on top of the crates there.
Secret's in a great position to play on one person. Majabis just waiting here for the Viper to play up, and it might happen. Supreme takes a quick one on his Secrets. Supreme still poised, ready for another one. Finds it on to Zuki.
30 seconds
We're
left.
gonna check around the corners.
You don't see Raze hopping too much.
Oh my goodness. If it works, it works, and wow. There's another one.
I mean, you'll have to pull off the reverse ace here.
Grenade.
Just clearing the corners with a grenade. Ooh. And Supreme takes the off battle. Majabis in great positioning and facing the right way, but just doesn't quite get it.
Switching sides.
Now we're going to have a swap over with the Lumberjacks on defense now.
True.
5-7.
Yeah, the Comets do take both of those rounds now, though it was very, very close.
I mean, in terms of the raises, Zik is clearly proving is the more comfortable raise here on Bind.
Yeah, which we can see by those blast pack mechanic showcases. A couple ghosts in the queue here.
As one.
And it's up. Majabis and Zook have set up a beautiful 50-50 gambit here. Majabis decides to break it entirely and push out onto these. But it's good timing. He finds one. Looking for that second one. Gonna hop back and forth. Has someone by his side, so Majabis takes one. Coaxial does go down, but Secrets with the Headhunter finds one. Nice round. Nice first round Headhunter we love to see.
Yep.
T gets caught from the side here by Mail.
Spike down
And Master
A.
replies. Secrets going back onto Master. It's just one back and forth. Comets gonna lose this first one to the Lumberjacks. If the Lumberjacks can bonuses through, really snowball that first into the second, play with that pistol energy, might find them back in a 7-7 situation. Back to a nice fair half feeling.
Yeah, they get quite a boost in their credits and ability to buy better guns. Overall, great scenario for the Lumberjacks. Kind of a surprise he was able to get away with that very risky peek. Peek basically onto two others, but managed to, oh man, that's a jump peek there. Trying to bait out the shot there from the Marshall, asking
Spike
you
down
shall
A.
receive. Secrets making a slight advantage for the Lumberjacks now. They're looking to tie this back up. They're going to try to go through Hookah, get blocked by the paint shells. May, though, doing work, taking Supreme out. Zik now is going to find themselves all alone. Don't care if you're the top fragger. You
Spike
can't go
down
up
B.
against 4 people right now.
Oh.
And all that is left is T defending B all by his lonesome. Lumberjacks going to have plenty of time to strategize and get the win.
Lumberjacks know the clock is on their side, though. They do not have to play aggressive, so they keep pacing in their own little spot, waiting for T to happen upon them, and here it is. Majabis absolutely poised at jaw level. No, he's coming around the mountain. Oh, but T doesn't want to push that. He's reconsidering it. The timing almost there. Mail plays aggressive now, going to try to catch him, peeking up this 50. Oh, but it's... Oh, so close. A good thing Secrets was behind him with the Headhunter, because that Prowler was almost his downfall. Secrets does take it, moving up to a 7-7, but more than that, this means that the Lumberjacks have found 2 rounds in a row from the turn of the half, so they're going to be able to bonus some weapons in, looking for an easy third. Might be creeping into the eyes of a 7-8. Hopefully the Comets can push back hard enough to kind of stop that utility here on this bonus.
Oh my, I see the Rays right now. Maja with the op there. Odd choice, but we saw Maja earlier, you know, do pretty well with that op in a 1v5. Didn't win the round, but still got a few, you know, very quick picks off with it. So maybe you can. It's just so much more clunky if you give it over to the Rays when you have a chamber on your team who can just teleport away. So we'll see. It demands that Maj be very accurate with the shots. He has to get the picks now to get the mileage out of that op.
Ooh, good shots by T, but not quite enough. Coaxial finds one, goes crazy on the next, taking sick. Master replies onto him, though, holding right up against his wall, and we start to see that spike go down. But wow, Master takes to Zook, protecting that plant. So the plant does come out, and now Supreme
picked up the op.
Watching, waiting for them to move back and try to clear this site out.
Nail.
No. Ooh, Nail's going to be his first fodder.
No one wants to take that rotation.
Spring
doesn't see.
Doesn't quite see that one.
Misses his shot. He had one shot with the Marshall and misses, allowing Supreme to take him out. Tragic.
Just almost had great positioning there. Would have been an easy way to take the round, but man. Now looking at that 8-7 we talked about. Comets was able to shut down the Lumberjacks' bonus. Not looking good for their economy there. Now looking to play aggressive onto that ace short again. No one likes the bath.
All right, here we go.
Ooh. Might see a pick on the Secrets if they keep patient, but it's not going to happen. Start to back up. Mail now playing onto this bath, sees T. The eye contact continues as they play a little bit of cat and mouse around this corner. Mail going to back way up T as well. Mail comes back around. Nobody likes the A's feeling. Start to go to B long, taking the spike in a long toe. Majabis and Zulu holding this. Zuko Majabis are going to be not very well allocated. They may have a free take from B long onto B. They even start to back up further down Hookah. It's not the call. Tension takes a free sight, and the Comets absolutely own the zone. Those rotations are coming out. Can they set up for a post-plant scenario quick enough to hold this strong? Looks like they've got some good lineups in pocket as they start to back way up. Nail with a fresh look onto T as he tries to multitask several angles. Then comes flying around the corner and takes another one.
Bring them down.
Ooh, watch these corners. Almost taken by Master, and there it is. Coaxial, on the other hand, taking Supreme, bringing us to a nice 2-2.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh. Coaxial just barely protected by Secrets,
Player standing.
but keeps pushing blind into these awkward several angle peaks.
Knew that the molly was going to work out for him, and that's going to drive us to a 9-7. Comets recovering from the Lumberjacks' initial surge here.
Yeah, what the Comets did well there was seizing the site, and then planting, and then backing up and holding their zones pretty well. The Lumberjacks didn't quite know how to peek with no information, and went down one at a time in several small mistakes.
Let's make some chaos.
The Lumberjacks might be facing down a loss here if they don't turn things around. Here we go. Majabis is going to maybe... No, it's not going to take that aggressive a peek. I also saw C's being thrown there through Hookah.
Ooh, it's a good place to be standing, though. Hopefully they can stay strong as Sick and Tension start to move on. The wall comes out. Their location is given away, but that wall goes up right as the bomb comes out. A little bit uncomfortable there. A little backward synergy with the... Oh, that ice not quite going to make it either. Having some utility issues here on the Comet side. Hopefully the Lumberjacks can use that to their advantage. Tension and T absolutely owning the site here, making Elbow difficult to peek around. Zuka's got to go for it anyways. Almost takes one on the ice, but Tension stands his ground and takes him down. They own the site now. 4 people against 1 Lumberjacks player. Has got to move nice and slow on. Headhunter in hand. Looking to find one through the cracks there. Finds it. Secrets takes one, but that's all the information Sick needs to wrap this round up for the Comets.
As we move under 30 seconds here, Comets getting very close.
Can I get a thanks?
To the all-important 12 mark, where you guarantee that the worst you'll face is overtime. At this point, also in Old Economy, they got a lot going for them. In fact, they almost have all 5. Zik is just 2 away from another showstopper.
Lumberjack's economy a little bit interesting here. They're not sharing. We are seeing a Bulldog and an Op at the same time.
They will go!
Might, it kind of spells trouble for team cooperation.
These ults coming out. Not quite a huge push on, though. The Empress doesn't get a whole lot of value. Coaxial looking to take it out, but it's not going to happen. Supreme finds their first T to follow up. It's a nice push on. Secret's already low health. Ooh, and he's not watching that
he
angle.
Can't teleport away because...
Ooh, Supreme takes one more. Looking in the eyes of Secrets might take him Zoop to follow with. He's going to pull that Op, or, well,
the
no,
Bulldog
decides to take the Bulldog instead of the Op.
Interesting choice.
Interesting choice indeed.
Teleport's gone.
I guess that's why they queued with it. They're just comfortable enough that... ooh, that flash not going to find any value. In fact, it was almost a self-flash pension now. Forced up because of that ice. Secrets can't really help him out, but he doesn't need it. Finds that kill now. Turns around and takes T right out of the path. Looking for this defuse, but...
Oh, is he...
Master with an easy one. That wall could have
Has
been a
one
little bit earlier.
lineup left. Does he realize, though, it's already been half? I think he maybe does.
Good timing.
Beautiful play around the wall.
Something done right?
Little bit of a celebration there. Well earned there. Sage Wall just not quite placed perfectly.
And because of it, the Comet's taking one more there, protecting that spike.
Oh, I was worried there that he would just kind of not assume that it had already been defused halfway there and just say, I'm just going to rely on the snake bite, when that wouldn't have been enough.
Yeah. Good to see them not playing backseat like that, you know, getting up aggressive on it.
Now we see, again, holding the comb of maybe someone you should have been playing as all along. I don't know, but
just for
I'm
our
just
enjoyment
saying,
of nothing else.
well, could it have gone any worse for you looking at it now? I mean, really, there's nowhere to go but up, so you might as well not put some bad karma on your side.
Abyss, furious. That Vandal fitting like a glove in his hand takes 2 long-distance shots down B long, owning the territory. Comets can't push up that. They have to play against Xic, because instead it's not going to happen. Lumberjacks spread thin, but they're still considering B site. Ooh, no.
Oh, no.
Blackthrough the dirty one. Oh, milks him right out. Looking down 3 of them. Doesn't find it.
That is insane! It was a strategy all along!
And Majabis and Secrets with the Tour de Force and the Op take close distance. Just absolutely muscle berries those snipers with just pinched entirely.
How
and
do you mess
doesn't even
that
care.
up? How do you mess that up?
Shame you had to die. But
Oh, that's so uncomfortable.
I need to see where he was aiming there. The only thing I could think of is that he just he hit them all in the feet.
He had the right gun for it too.
I mean, yeah, here we go. He had the Ares. He
Ares.
just okay. Where is he aiming here?
Just right between. I think the problem is you see 3 targets, and instead of treating like 3 targets, you choose like one big one, and then you aim right in the middle.
Sure, yeah.
You can't aim in the middle of 3 people and do any damage.
No.
So you know that was an excellent hold for a judge. Heartbreaking indeed. Oh, just all the right game sense, and the aim was just off. That's something I would do right there.
Well, it gives the Lumberjacks a well-needed reprieve from the Comets' winning streak.
Ooh. Almost got an easy one right there in the beginning. Instead, no damage goes across in the Comets now. Dealing with this Nightfall.
And Mayo picks up 1, but goes down to half health as a result. Can be healed up by the Sage, though. We'll see if that happens. Prowler goes out there.
Ooh.
Ajabis also picking up 1, doing great work here with that op.
Lumberjacks holding comfortably. All the adrenaline is in after that last chance elevator ditch.
Up through Babs here.
Enemy remaining.
Didn't quite look like that. Didn't turn out the way they wanted. This might just also be a save round for them since they're holding Spectres.
Excellently done. Bringing it to 11-9.
Oh, Majabis finally making that op work. All questioning whether they would have the right aim or be able to make up for the lack of movement abilities with that op, and overall is getting the picks they need.
Well, they had some beautiful aim last turn down B long. Took a quick 2. All right, look at this, dare I call it, team fight here, as everybody's ready to go A short, attack and defense.
I'll find you.
Mail with a great haunt, hopefully finds some. Ooh, Sick makes a little bit of eye contact with Secrets.
Still really hasn't tagged anyone. In fact, I think that's just driven them all over to B instead.
Yeah, that Prowler's not going to find very much, sending a second one anyways. Ooh, starts to track down Sick, but it's not going to happen. They definitely do lean toward B, starting to look into this hookah. They've baited the 50-50 already. I don't see any vision denial coming out of B's walls. Oh,
That's a
the
nice
knife
knife.
does. Oh, Abyss takes another one though.
Spike down B.
And I feel that's the second time that Tension, someone like quick peeked onto an op and then Tension came strolling around the corner and dies down to it. Quaxial hears
Spike
that
down
walk and
B.
finds the spike, but Six sends him right off of it, running in with a little bit of a blast pack to grab this. Gotta work all the way back up, though. Already 2 defenders holding that hookah.
He's going
Might go
to
for
meet
the A
Maja,
rotate.
though, who's rotating over with that op, though.
30 seconds left.
Both scenarios unpleasant.
Ooh, it's a timing bait, but Zuka knows it might be. Holding very close to the wall, you've got to be comfortable swinging wide here. Oh, no! Caught in midair, just shoot right around the corner. Oh. It doesn't always need to be an aerial
Now
shot.
you lose the showstopper. One of the longest charging ults in the game.
So tragic.
I don't think you can charge it up because we're so close to the end.
I was so close. It was almost a beautiful play. You know, sneak in, grab the spike, start rotating to another site, go for the timing break, but they anticipate it, come around with the ult, and get shot in midair.
It's like you said earlier, great game sense, but no aim.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. Zook was just ready for it. Very redeeming. Oh, Majabis comfortable in this territory. Finds one, gets ready for the next. Oh, they're just a little bit too quick for him, though. Majabis goes down to Supreme now, and off in their hands.
Takes that op away from him.
Zook has to protect himself from both sides here. Walling up one is definitely the call, but all the utilities coming out, it's not very comfortable. Zook's got to back way up, give him the sight, let some kind of backup come in so they can play a post-plant scenario as T gets an easy plant onto this default here. Oh, Tension. Not quite going to find anything. That glitch pop. Vandal looking good. Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a good grenade.
Beautiful placement. And
Wow.
Tension, understanding that ankle advantage, plays nice and slow onto someone he already knows is there. Guaxo keeps playing up.
Player standing.
Has some mouse pad issues and goes down for it. Supreme now with a great diffuse, full health and full shield, walking onto Secrets. Not a great look for Secrets as Supreme finds their 3K glowing. Moving it Comets to a 12-10.
Match point.
Yeah, that was such an important breakthrough there. It looked like it would start out just like every other match with Raze just on that op, taking out everybody, but they finally managed to rush the Raze down, take the op away from her, and because of that, now they have a huge, absolutely huge amount of momentum going their way. They've got 2 rounds to win this before we go to a deuce scenario. Let's see it happen.
Comets don't want that scenario coming out. Oh, no, so close.
They're not going to fall for it again.
Supreme taking one. Knows where Majabis is. You cannot rinse and repeat when it's losing.
Satchel out.
Ooh, that's a good satchel. Sees him.
Wow. Sees him and decides to retreat. Come back later, and it works. Mail takes 2, but goes down to
B.
Master. Coaxial taking 6 as a reply, but goes down to T, who takes another on Zook. It's a 2v1, and then ult is out. Plants in. Master now owning this site. It's going to be difficult for Secrets to play in or out with one just parading around the lines. Master on the inside. Hunting down Secrets. Secrets on the spike, but he can't go for it. It's got to try to clear this perimeter. Master just working the timer. T holding the lines. Secrets looking for any sign of anyone. Ooh, he sees that arm and he takes it. That means the smoke goes down. T now shown. Gonna wrap back around, takes him through the corner.
He
And
just
quick defuse might bring him to a 12-11. And there it is.
Wow, 5 seconds.
Wow.
Oh, that was a
Everyone
great
sees that.
predict right there.
And so rough for Secrets to be standing on the spike and think, no, if I go to defuse this, I can't stick. They'll be on me. You have to actually hunt down through this site to find the right angles to catch both of these people just around the corner. No eye contact kills, 2 of them in a row on top of the spike as the timer ticks. That is just stone cold focus. Now, one mistake left in the bank. Comets would love to go home, just shut this game down, but Lumberjacks trying to bring it to, like you said, a deuce scenario. It is no holds barred here. This is effectively, it is match point. So Lumberjacks pulling out that tour de force, have several other ultimates in the bank. Nightfall also on its way. Comets kind of hold up here
Extremely
in the mid.
Extremely crucial round for the Comets. They have to win this or else we're going to an overtime. Meanwhile, in mid-market, we see Mail trying to take a sneaky angle, but Zenshin had the opportunity there with the Odin to catch him. Isn't going to be able to do so. Now it's up to Masters. Masters going to take the, almost gets caught out, throwing the C's there. Is going to throw out the Prowler instead. Lumberjacks lead this 4-3. Comets gasping for air, and that res is going to make it only worse. Lumberjacks, we might be going to overtime here. Mail picks out T, but it's answered back by Zik. They still have a little bit of life in them. Comets gonna maybe try to rotate through Hookah now. There aren't that many people on B. Lumberjacks are gonna rotate over, but it looks like they might head back toward A.
The first dust has settled. Lumberjacks holding both sites tight with 2 on each. Comets have to really play together here.
30 seconds
They've got
left.
low health between the 2 of them, and oh, it is so close for them to get a quick pick onto this raise here. It's not quite going to happen. Zik actually takes Coaxial.
Grenade!
Gets another paint shells. Preemptively throws it out, doesn't find anybody.
The rotation's there, though. They're playing an uphill battle, and the pinch is coming out. Master, though, reads it, is trying to take out this one player here. Might happen. Machabiz bringing out that ult. Could find him. Ooh, it's not going to happen. Master.
Oh, and he runs past him.
Walks through. It's a Hail Mary fire into no one, and Master takes him from the back. Now it's just a 2v2 again.
This might be one of the most exciting finishes we've ever seen at Zik. It's now just going to go down to a 1v1. The Sage versus the Viper. Who's going to win? It's ticking down. There's not much time left. Has to go and try to stick, but it's going to go right into the Poison Orb and has the ball into 2. Drag this out. Sage trying to run away. He's just going to win it on time alone, I think.
Unbelievable.
Barely wins it off the bomb itself. What incredible play. Comets just inching. We're just dragging themselves over the finish line there to win. And what a win it was. They're going to win that fight against the Lumberjacks, you know. And it was, of course, the Sage who lost the most important fight. I don't know, maybe if there was a Euro. I don't know. Dallin, can you peek out here? Can you? Would Yoru have won that fight? Would our resident Yoru main, would he have won that fight?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. It just goes to show you don't put the bad mojo by faking out the Yoru, especially when Dallin's in production. But what you can do to improve your gameplay and team sense, something that'll always work out, is go to esportstower.com. They'll improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. It would matched up with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Alrighty, so, woo! What an exciting game.
Indeed.
I mean, there's no more of a way to just limp over the finish line than winning it off of the bomb by just a millisecond.
Good understanding of the timing there, and it was down to the very last count.
Yeah, it was down to the very last count. Well, overall, that means we see both rounds there. I assume that wasn't a best of 3.
Nope.
So now's the time where we kind of look at players for the game or individual plays. Oh, we actually do have one more. I thought we had one more. We actually have one more match that you are not going to want to miss. So we'll get to the player of the game right after this next match. We'll take a short break and be back after this.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. We're currently hosting the first week of the Esports Tower Summer Valorant Rumble. Looks like now we're going to be going for the final, the third place match. Now, I'm sorry, I made a bit of a I made a bit of a mistake there. I said last round was the third place match. That was to decide who would get into the third place match. So now this is the true third place match with the winner from the last match we just saw. That's going to be the Comets taking on the Flares, who lost the grand finals here. So we'll see who overall wins, who gets second, and who gets third. I suppose is to determine who gets those placements there. But one more final match. But I think we have to talk about the real lesson we've learned is that don't tempt fate by hovering the Yoru and then not picking Yoru, especially if you got the Yoru Coma equipped. You'll tick off production, you'll tick us off here on desk, and you're just going to have every little bit of karma against you as you go forward.
I think it's definitely testing fate to queue up that Yoru and then decide not to, but I actually back the Sage decision. The rest of the comp, though, may not agree. I would love to see Fade match with Yoru. I think that could have some dastardly potential, but sticking to something tried and true is definitely a good call.
There's a resident Yoru main staring a hole into the back of your skull.
Yeah.
I mean, if looks could kill, my goodness, he was giving you the stink eye there.
I think they need to buff him one more time before he can be used. maybe not everyone agrees with me, but...
But you know what everyone will agree with? Doc's keys to the game in Valorant, and that's to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, don't unscope at the wrong time, and don't chicken out on the Yoru. That's it. Doc's word has come down from above, so let it be said, let it be done. It is law, and it is brought to you by Esports Tower. You can level up your team play skills at Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. If you want to be seen by expert college recruiters and talk directly to sports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you should join the club. Esports Tower players get access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. Okay, now let's get to the final match of the night. See what we're playing on. See if anyone, in fact, actually picks Yoru this time to try to reverse the terrible, tragic fate that the Comets had last time. We're just going to have to see. Let's get into the match and see what we're going up against. We've seen 2 maps, both classics. We've seen Ascent and Bind so far, both classics.
Yep, I'd like to see something interesting, a little more innovative, especially if they're looking to pick something out of pocket like Yoru, or maybe some interesting team decision picks like some matchups that we maybe haven't seen yet. I know we got a little bit of Fracture and a little bit of some other maps last time. Looks like we're going to just play it back with Bind. I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Some pretty typical pick here with Tension again on the KO. Xic again on the... This is actually an entire just repick.
All right.
From the defensive side, looking very comfortable. I like Ellie on the Sky. We see her playing that one pretty often, actually.
Yeah, as we move forward here, another pick on Bind. No
We
Sage
haven't
this
had
time,
those for
though.
weeks. Pick them up next time I go to the store, though.
And overall, overall, as we move forward, we're ready to see who is able to recover more here from the loss that they had, whether it's going to be the Flares or the Comets. And right now, at this time, overall, from what we've seen so far with the Flares v Comets, who do you think is kind of better that we've seen in the pistol rounds? Because pistol rounds have been interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, sometimes they are. Sometimes the
Hunter,
teams
what are you
will
up to
push
tonight?
really
What's
hard
quiet?
and make big changes over this, but sometimes they play pretty typical.
Yeah, no. It's been a...
Well,
it's been a weekend.
overall, we're here on Bind,
I can't take Valorant
just
anymore.
waiting for the match to start.
Yep.
Comets going to be on defense
What,
here. Remember, they were the ones who
what's the,
won the last round.
What do you need?
Comfortable on the defense
What
there
do
as
you
well,
need for
though. Their attack, I think, is where they
You
really
need
came
to,
into style.
Just like...
Flares with a pretty typical pick here on the Qs.
What do you mean?
I have no...
You see-
Sorry, I have
So as we
noise
go
in my
forward
other
here,
ear, and it's very
gonna see-
distracting.
I'm going to see just a little bit of a pick over toward
I
Hookah.
was saying, what do you need? What do
And
we
as
need
they
to do?
go over
Get Valorant
towards,
up and running.
through their own spawn at this
Transform
point,
glory.
going to rotate back over toward A, where
Yeah, everything's
Comets
happening
and
here in
Flares.
A short.
It's just...
See 1-1 down already. Both Comets and Flares losing a player.
It's been a freaking week, man.
Xic does take one on the Bath. We haven't seen a lot of push through Bath prior to finds 2 more. Tension goes down to Kavito. It's all very quick. Cascade down, and Flares take their first point here, trying to get that plant right at the end for some extra.
And now as we move forward here, Flares are going to get the first victory. Now moving forward, they're going to move toward Market. We'll see if they decide to choose Hookah at all. Had a successful first attack. But unfortunately, looks like gone is the tradition of stabbing the flower in the colored flower in Market.
It's a shame. It's a shame to see traditions die. Ooh. Not a lot of information on that knife down into A mid, but ooh, Tension. A quick death from Tension on from Pryor. Pryor not really considering that there might be someone else watching that angle, and he hops right over another player. It goes down to Supreme, and Ellie, on the other hand, does find Supreme in a quick reply. Now the Flares holding on B pretty solid. A good wall set up to let them walk in. T looking to back that up, so they were a little bit slow on that take. Getting good pressure on to players walking in from Hookah. Does take one down. Kavito looking to try to continue that through. Doesn't quite find onto E. Does go down from a Guardian.
That's the garden you were talking about
It
a little
is.
earlier.
Was hoping that would come out.
Now Master is going to be the only one left for the Comets here. Desperately
rough one.
playing a retake. No one wants to
Ooh,
be.
and they're playing aggressive onto him, holding that Bulldog, not quite keeping up that spray. Fangzil goes and takes that round for the Flares, looking to bonus in some things, a 2-0.
But things always can change around after the pistol rounds. We'll see if it's just a good start for the Flares or if the Comets, in fact, have any staying power at all.
We'll see.
Remember,
indeed.
this is a best of 1, not a best of 3, so 1 and done here.
Very true. The Flares are looking to swing that all the way through. A nice 13-0 would be comfortable in the Flares' pocket, but to do that, they've got to have all 5 players on board. There we go, Ellie coming into style. The old wait till window's up to go. A nice another push onto A-Long, maybe a good read by the Flares as the Comets.
Hopefully a win here will give the team a great performance boost. Almost as great a performance boost as you can get with BodyTech Electrolyte Fizz, high-performance energy drinks with no caffeine or artificial stimulants. Maybe that might be all of the difference here, but they're going to run into a brick wall of defense here. Supreme and T get the first 2 picks, taking the Flares down to 3. As they continue on here, they're going to head through the teleport here, trying to make their way over to A, but in hot pursuit, we've got the 2 duelists from the Comets actually thinking before they go. Okay, now they go through the teleport. Going to try to pinch them in here on site B. Ellie looking behind into spawn, a little bit unsure. E takes them out, Master out. That's going to leave Ellie all by themselves. The defuse is going to go through. It looks like they have the backup to just stick it here. No, they don't. There's a double that's just going to go through. Oh my goodness, still has a chance, but is going to be taken out by Supreme, but a valiant effort nonetheless.
Ellie has the gunplay to be an excellent help a little bit earlier on, but they were just not comfortable pushing in after hearing that teleport sound. They knew they'd be multitasking a couple angles there, but just a 2v2 turned into a 1v4 too fast. You've got to be confident to move into that site when you still have a player on that site willing to watch your back. Instead, Ellie kind of let it slip and then was playing an uncomfortable game. Was able to clutch out a few kills, but was just absolutely swamped. You might get that first 1 or 2, but then the info's out about what you have and where you're at, and it's difficult to keep playing that through. So almost got another point there, but now it's Comets 1-2. Flair's very spread out this round, a very typical fan. Ellie sliding in at the last second to take in the ranks, letting them push up in A-Long here. T with a great hold onto this angle. As soon as that shadow goes down, they'll be looking smooth onto quite a few players. Going to see them. First eye contact not quite there. Pryor takes him. Supreme replies, though. E takes tension on the side, and Ellie takes Supreme. It is not looking great for the Comets as they've only got 2 people, and neither one of them are on site yet. Xick now moving onto the site, but the spike is already going down, so they got to reposition. They don't quite have the gun for this position, though. As great as the Classic is, that Vandal's going to help. But they're watching too many angles at once. Not clearing the site before walking up onto Heaven means it's an easy pick from Ellie onto Xick.
Now another situation for the Comets that they find themselves in. Master, the only one left against 4, might try to get a sneaky pick here, taking the angle against Hookah, but actually looks like they've stopped. They're going to go around the long way here through B long. Thorena goes around the fountain,
again,
the arena around the Rosie, and is just going to go back.
Because Flares don't need to push on this. They've already got the spike.
And the only way you can get over there is the teleporter, but the audio cue gives it away, and E is waiting right there.
Yep, not going to want to push that out.
Could just fire here. If only he knew, just try to go for the wallbang.
Yeah, definitely at least try.
I'm not going to try. You miss all the shots you don't take, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. But it's all right. They didn't really need it. Flair's looking pretty comfortable at a 3-1. Still moving slow while Masters is already setting up a nice sight control here. Wall going out to really slice up that territory in the branches to Hookah. Hopefully that can get some value out immediately as we start to see some of the Flares poking up through that market area.
Snakebite all loaded here. For the right, actually is going to see the dart and be taken out of that util. Meanwhile, 2 pickups for the Comets, answered back by Ellie, making it 4-3. All the Flares have their ultimates right now. Try to get onto the point.
Ooh.
Trade between is going to leave it down to a 2-2 now. Master's just been sitting here all this time waiting for the Snakebite. I mean, sure, lineups are one thing, but I have to ask the question if that time couldn't be better spent somewhere else.
That's fair. Admittedly, they did hold their post and find a kill right at the end. Repositioning for this last one might take it, but doesn't. Pryor takes a little bit of damage and finally goes down to Xick at the very... Oh, interesting. Paint shells were thrown, then he went down, then he died.
Yeah,
that's rough.
The death by glory, I always say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I wish I had a better look onto how that happened, but in a nice 2v1.
Yeah, I would like to see when the paint shells were thrown out specifically here.
Master sees on a prior. Then you see that first damage. It looks like he walks into it.
Okay. Go out with a boom. All right, 4-1 for the Flares. Great start for them. At this point, also, we see the comments. We can see T here only has a Spectre, so this is probably a save or a half buy round there. So Flares could easily make this 5-1. Unless Supreme has something to say about it, is going to take out Prior. Quick rotate around. T is still trying to decide whether they want to defend A or B, because we might see a bit of a split push. This Chamber Fangzy, that's a crucial pick up there on A short, might divert some attentions over toward A, because Flares look like they want to push on to B.
That 1v1 does lose the Flares some push onto the Comets there. A little bit of options lost as that post-plant ultimate goes down. T able to take on to E, losing them another ultimate because, wow, look at all the ultimates in pockets here. You can definitely use those when you need. There's the Seekers coming out. T, ooh, doesn't quite grab the gun in time. It goes down.
Extension trying to, has possibility to maybe get pinched out here. Actually, look at that. They're both jumping around. What's happening over there at the corner?
Extension just looking for anything right around the corner here. Master takes one on a Kavito. A good flash, but you can only flash in front of you. When there's people to the side, you don't have a lot of options.
Look
Master,
at how
so close.
Fangzy just barely bailing out his teammate here. Look at how low that Sky's health was. Overall, just kind of shake the sand out of your shoes and get ready for the next match, I suppose.
If that was a save mindset from the Comets like we considered it, might be the Flares have got a full econ to deal with, but a good ult economy to fight with. I'd like to see a real push on this round as the Flares are looking to bring their half to a nice solid 6 at the very least. And there, sure enough, some early ults really clouding up A, making it difficult to run through that. Looks like they're going to take the Gambit, and Flares push through anyways into a fistful of Comets. 3 of them holding short on that site. Ooh, yeah, Fangzy pushing T right out.
There goes Hunter's Fury, thrown out by the Flares. He's able to pick up T, pick up a double. Now Comets going to find themselves. Fangzy going back up for some support onto the point where they've just planted, trying to go around lamps. We see KO is going to get caught up in there by some utility. Have to turn around due to the pressure that Key is pushing on him. He gets taken out by Key. Ellie is going to take out Supreme, and that's another clean win for the Flares.
A near team ace as well. Flares are doing well with their positioning.
Yep, very much the case here. And overall, I like the timing here of that Hawk to blind the KO. He's forced to turn around. Key, oh man, Fangzy takes out Heaven to protect Key, and then Key goes and takes out KO and Lamps. I see a Bucky being brought out, so maybe something here. You know what? We haven't seen any timeouts today.
We have not.
There are some moments where I think like now would be warranted for a timeout.
Definitely. No, I agree. Yep, I mean, it's something you have in your arsenal, just like an ultimate or just like, you know, a better gun. Use those timeouts. You have them. They're free to use. If nothing else, for a bathroom break, a glass of water, kind of just reset the mindset here when you have a real boulder to roll up the hill like this 6-1 the Comets are looking into. Fangzy.
That's so aggressive.
Wow. Coming around the mountain. Fangzy takes an easy 2 and poised, ready for the next one. Extension might be his next target.
They only have pistols here. And yeah, you can't beat that. Yeah, I think they realize it's a save round for the Comets and are just playing so aggressive. It comes because of that. Can't take out Ellie there, and 7-1 for the Flares. Now this would be, I would think, a good time, because that was your save round. This is probably going to be a full buy here. Take the timeout now, because you need to plan out your strategy. But they're probably not going to, because that's just kind of the day it's been.
Some more ultimates just waiting in the pocket. Don't let those go to waste.
There's another Yoru spray. I think they're trying to tell us something here.
The people like Yoru.
They do.
Sometimes he's...
And we were talking over the break in production. They were talking, you know, hey, paired up, Yoru Fade can be, you know, can be pretty...
It could be.
I'm never going to convince Old Soul here. I could press all the proof I'm going to be an Old Soul's just... He's the Yoru skeptic here.
Skeptic is a good word. I'd love to see it happen. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I'm just saying it hasn't yet. Not on ET. Not that I've seen.
We'll
Comments
just have to see.
Already have 2 people down and are now looking into a rough, a rough situation there. E with the shorty just hanging out in the toxins. Start looking around for a little bit more. Man, that Oni shorty looking good. Going to hunt down T and find him. Kavito finding their 3K. And attackers take another one. It's 8-1. The Flares are looking solid. This is, at least, this is their half.
It's games like this where you just wish you could play 10 instead of 13 or something. You know what I mean? But they're just gonna have to buckle down, recharge. No better way to do that than maybe having some
timeout.
Take a timeout. While you're taking that timeout, eat some Body Tech Elite Food protein bars with clean gamer fuel and no artificial ingredients at all. I'm just saying, there's a lot they could do here, and it doesn't look like they're doing that.
Ooh, that's an option they have. Master not looking super comfortable. They do spray through the smoke and find E. I like seeing that. Tension taking E with the Ares. Pryor, looks at just the wrong time. Doc says don't unscope at the wrong time, and that goes also for dry peeking short angles, walking through the hallway and deciding to look left even though you've already cleared that angle. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Doc also said don't uncommit on the Yoru, and we know how that turned out.
Things, moving in onto T, absolutely hunting him down. 2 contacts, finally finds it. Extension goes down from a good blind. Sick finds Kavito and is replied by Ellie. Now we're looking at a 2v1.
All that's left here.
Oh. Supreme now just sitting on this spike here. Not a lot of great options for our one Fengzi. He's got to kind of try to peek around this corner. He doesn't know what he's looking. Doesn't know what he's looking into.
Doesn't really have a way to check either, but manages to do it there.
Grabs the spike. He's got a few options here.
He's got the health advantage now.
He could definitely go for the TP. There it is.
Yeah, he does.
A good head start onto the site here. The Comets know it's coming, though. That rotation's there. It's a race to the site.
Is there. Does he have enough time to plant? No, I think he has to watch the doorway now.
You can't send this wall up, Fengzi. A quick plant. He's not going to be able to make it around in time.
Oh, just barely. Oh,
no! What? I did not expect that. Fengzi taking his 3rd kill.
I thought he was going to get caught out.
Master just didn't think he'd be that high up, but he had the reload advantage. He had a health disadvantage. And there it is. Let's see it one more time. Just comes charging onto site.
I thought, yeah, I was just saying here, no, just watch door. You know, Viper's going to come through there. All you have to do is stay out Viper. No. That goes for a risky plant. I mean, split second.
And then just starts to hunt door because they crouched in. But had a good flick. I don't think either of them expected them to be in that position, so it was just kind of down to the one-on-one gunplay. So, Flares buckle down and take that that most recent round, now looking at a 9-1. Some information goes out. Supreme's got a No! There was so much collateral potential there, but Pryor only takes one onto Supreme instead. Master now looking to defend this little hookah there. Not quite going to find anything. Extension and T both taking one on to Pryor and Kavito. Bringing it to a nice 3-3. Seekers are out. Hopefully they can play on these correctly.
He's going to plant there. We're going to see the EMP be brought out.
Planted. One enemy remaining.
Take everything away from the Flares, and that's just probably the difference here. It's all up to Ellie, but hey, maybe. Oh, well, maybe there was good spray transfer there. I was thinking maybe, but doesn't look like it. Well, every great rally has to start with round one, and Comets have done that, bringing it to 2-9.
That's going to be good for their economy as well, and they have a few ultimates in the pocket. So Comets have comeback potential here, especially if they can take this last round and a half with a nice no-holds-barred kind of change of pace mindset.
You know, it's a change in their economy, true, but they're only going to be able to enjoy it for one round before halftime.
Just the one round will help the mindset. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here,
sure.
Right? Best case scenario, Comets have a great round here that really energized them into the the pistol round. They play better on attack with that pistol round, and they're able to get the typical 3-round snowball.
play?
And then we're
Let's
looking
play.
at well, first of all, if they take this, they have the 9-3 advantage.
Yeah, the 9-3 curse.
There is that.
You want to force the flares into that.
Then they'll be looking at a great 9-6. Ooh,
I
Kavito.
thought it was around the corner there.
So did I. Kavito might have had a really good pick there, but doesn't look like they're quite going to take it.
And at the worst time, a total solar eclipse blacks out everything. You know, we really should have looked at the weather forecast a little bit more before.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
Hopefully we
I know.
can hop right back in.
All
Here
right,
it is.
sun's back out. I hope you caught that solar eclipse. Next one in 20 years. As we move on here, in all of that chaos, the Flares doing a great job here. Thanks to that tour de force Fangsy taking out Zik. Comets just have one more. They're not going to find it. Flares crucially avoid the 9-3 curse and go to 10-2.
Yeah, which means the Flares just need to take this first round, and then they've got a nice, an interesting pace, because when you only have, you know, last mistake in the bank and you've just lost a pistol round, you don't have, like, any economy at all, it's going to be an uncomfortable position for the Comets if they lose this round. So they have got to take this. They have got to do something tricky. And if something tricky just means everyone going A short, it could be a rough game. I'd like to see something fresh, something new. I'd like to see a timeout so that they can talk about what's going on, but it's all right.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed.
I think it has as
Probably
well.
like that along with Yoru. Yoru's on that ship, and both are sailing out into the
right
horizon.
away. It's okay. They'll be back next week, I hope. Bring timeouts back.
Been sent to a nice training ground upstate.
Okay, it looks like they're considering a move into hookah, but that smoke goes very far. Actually scares off one of the Flares players. This is a good look for the Comets as they start to smooth right into B site.
Oh,
fortunately, we don't get the eyes for it. We're watching Fangsy hold this bath. He finally gets a rotate. He's on the wrong side of the site. 3 in the Flares are holed up in that elbow U-Haul area.
Oh, it's a shock dart.
Excellently played prior. Fangsy now back into the site and on the game. Flares trying to make their way into this. They find quite a few. It's now 1v4. What a turnaround. The Comets go down and the Flares take round number 11, as long as this defuse doesn't have anything tragic.
It's more impressive when you manage to get one of those shock dart picks ever since the damage nerf onto them.
Yeah, it is. That means good aim, not just good, you know, positioning.
Nice try, nice try. Oh.
That's a disrespectful spray.
Yeah,
that one's a
followed by the wide joy, you know, it's just reload. Oh,
save wide joy.
Yeah, that's exactly the character I would expect to say nice try in that situation. The wide joys, they just need to combine the two. Wide joy saying nice try, and it's the ultimate BM sticker.
Oh, what is this?
A timeout. Well,
a timeout.
Oh, okay.
Done
so
by the
now
attackers.
Now you do a timeout. Okay, now's the time you do a timeout. That makes perfect sense.
If you're going to use a timeout,
I guess now. I get because they need to stop it from going to 12. They need to stop them from forcing them to win
I hear
all
that.
in a row.
Yep, you've only got one mistake left in the bank here. It's very intense. You're, you know, looking into the eyes of. You can just pretend every single time it's a deuce, and then just keep trying to win one round at a time. Really take it nice and slow. Hopefully they've got something really saved up. Hopefully they're really etching away at the whiteboard here, coming up with some intense, some serious plans. I'd like to see them pull something out of pocket that's really unique, really individual, really cooperative. Because right now, just taking every one-on-one has not been going well.
All right, we'll just see how everything works out as this timeout is just about ready to end. We're going to head into round, I think this is round 14 now. If it's 10-2, it's going to be around 14. 11-2, okay, sorry. Yep, had some time to reload. Take some multivitamins with Ludamax 2020 to help filter blue light from devices. You need all the help you can get in some scenarios. Okay, this is awkward.
It's an interesting little spread here.
Oh no, we have.
Oh, so what you're?
Wait, no, what are you even thinking of? What?
Did they say knife B or something?
No, they said, "Hey, can we pause? I want our friend, can my friend watch the game?"
It's a sub. Oh, we're pausing.
No.
It's pretty.
Unfortunate.
The answer is no. Okay, no. Okay, no. Okay, what is the answer, Greg? Can you tell me what the answer is?
Really the sad part is I'm realizing now that that was not a tactical timeout. That was a technical timeout, and they're trying to get the audience in, which is rough because that means I've lost all faith in our timeout ability now. We're finally moving out of the buy phase.
So the only time they did a timeout wasn't even for the strategy that we thought that they have.
What a walk. The Flares going absolutely crazy on this defense. Decide to plow right through Bath. They've given up a lot of the site, but they've got people coming in back to hold that down. They do find it. Pryor takes an easy 2, and the Flares move to a clean 12. Absolutely flawless.
Fat lot of good that timeout, did you?
You need to press like the.
Oh man, and we're still at match point here.
Comets need an incredible change of pace.
I don't know. It's just. You know, comets are usually the sign of an extinction for all life the planet hits, but you know what? I think the planet's already been hit by a previous comet, and this comet here brought by Esports Tower isn't going to do anything. Or maybe it just, I don't know. Comets got to pass by Jupiter, and Jupiter usually just protects Earth by absorbing all the comets. So the comet, what I'm saying is it's not hitting. Whatever it's hitting is not hitting. It's no threat to the Flares right now.
Trying to hit on the Flares.
Oh, no, they just run into Hookah and get his vote. Oh, man, what a surprise. Oh, you hate to see it. Hate to see it.
We're almost lining up here for a team aces. Fengzi and E and Pryor all take one. A little bit of damage onto the Flare. Oh, wow. And Spike goes down. That's a rough look.
Yeah.
And there it is. Defenders win.
Woohoo! Nice job there. Flares win that. Get a bit of redemption after having lost the grand finals. That's going to be their win. Oh, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, and join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Alrighty, so that's just how everything turned out. Congratulations to the Infernos for winning it all. But now we take a look back, and is there anyone you want to nominate for player of the game?
I would nominate Fengzi.
Yeah, Fengzi. Anyone from the Infernos, I suppose, could definitely take that. I think Zill on the Rays did a good job, too.
It was a good one. Majabis got a lot of screen time, and there were definitely some interesting plays played by Majabis.
Either of those Rays, yeah.
Either of the Rays did well. Xic did.
Well, let's just find out who the player of the game is. It is going to be Fengzi of the Droughts. Or, well, formerly of the Droughts, now on the Flares, excuse me. But, you know, no matter what team he's playing on, he was making great picks. This was... He was just such a great chamber, and great chambers can make all the differences. They're so powerful right now in the current meta. It's the player of the game brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Fengzi is your ICCU player of the game. Just one final play here, and this was great to save a 2v1. Put the Flares to a 9-1. Overall, great performance. Oh, yeah, and
this was a good little clutch.
The plant that I thought wouldn't work, but he manages to just turn around in an instant.
The second time a last-second clip on the Master wins the round.
All righty. Any final thoughts did you have, Old Soul?
Communicate a little bit more. Really synergize that utility. Don't dry peek. Use the utility. Use the utility, period. Use it together for bonus points. And if you really want to win the game, talk about it first.
Alrighty, that's going to be it for tonight. We will come back at you with a fresh bracket and fresh Valorant tournament next week. It will be week 2 of the Spring Rumble for Valorant, so you're not going to want to miss that. But now, we'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10,000 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. Thank you for watching. We hope you have a great evening. Maybe get pinched out here, actually. Look at that. They're both jumping around. What's happening over there at the corner?
Extension just looking for anything right around the corner here. Master takes one on a Kibito. A good flash, but You can only flash in front of you. When there's people to the side, you don't have a lot of options.
Look
Master.
at how.
Oh, so close. Master just working the timer. T holding the lines. Secret's looking for any sign of anyone. Ooh, he sees that arm and he takes it. That means the smoke goes down. T now shown. Gonna wrap back around, takes him through the corner, and some quick defuse might bring him to a 12-11. You have them. They're free to use. If nothing else, for a back to break the glass of water, kind of just reset the mindset here when you have a real boulder to roll up the hill like this 6-1 the Comets are looking into. Thingsy. Oh,
that's so aggressive.
Wow. Coming around the mountain. Thingsy takes him on it.
See, again, holding the comb of maybe someone you should have been playing as all along. I don't know, but
Just for our
I'm just saying, well, could it have gone any worse for you looking at it now? I mean, really, there's nowhere to go but up, so you might as well not put some bad karma on your side.
Lodge Abyss, furious. I think almost a tag now. Viga also has one that he can use. Clock is so low.
Yeah, he has to move now. This is the last chance he has.
This has to be it. Still looking for info. Not going to ping anyone. Goes to tap it. He's wrong way. Oh! Right under the ears. Zushi a dastardly hold.
That is just...